Hello everyone, this is a redo of a project I started a long time ago. I had corrupted the disks at part 8 and some things needed doing, so I had to put it aside until now. Now, before I go much further, I'd like to let you all know that I'm using WinVice as an emulator. So it isn't an actual Commodore 64 capture. Now, I would love to do that, but there are some issues with being able to maintain the diskettes and the idea of getting a Commodore 64 and a 1541 disk drive. So what I'll do is I'll just remain quiet for a bit and let the intro start. I'll pick up right after that. Now, while I'm initializing the game, what I'd like to do is I'd just like to say that there's a couple things that I am trying a little different out of what I've done for previous playthroughs. The first one is the fact that I'm using emulated 1541 disk drive noises. They are kind of nice, but I'm not sure that they have the right level of nostalgia. So if I'd like to hear a little bit of feedback about whether or not I should be using them. The second is whether or not I should be using voice, text, or YouTube annotations, because there are spots where I'm going to have to read some text because the copy protection was done with a number of paragraphs, and they'll tell you to read a paragraph, which will sometimes also include passwords. Now, what I'm going to do here is while I am going to delete the default characters, it's not because they're bad, but it is because I feel that I could do a little bit better with the skill placement. And of course, because they are featured in Wasteland 2, I'll have them reuse the names. One of the things that was stalling this project here was the fact that I wasn't entirely sure what skills were influenced by which attributes, and luckily the Gamepedia wiki had those listed. And so what I did was once I had those together and I had them written down, there's an awful lot more confidence with putting it through. Yeah, that makes total sense, doesn't it? It isn't always apparent when you're looking at the skill what sort of attribute it might fall under, and in some cases I'd be sure it would be another, when in fact the game devs had decided that it would be what they decided. Now, for the characters, I'll definitely want one specialized as a brawler, and because that's a luck-based skill, I'm also going to saddle him with gambling. I'm probably going to want somebody who can use anti-tank weapons, and because that's a dexterity related skill, I may decide to put some other skills in under that. I'll also need two medics, because there are the occasion where your primary medic, before you get another medical skill, will wind up being seriously injured and a bit too far away from a doctor. And last, I'm going to have to divide up the outlaw skills between two characters, because one is going to be dexterity related and the other is going to be intelligence related. Now, there is one or two other features that I would like a little bit of feedback on. One of them is the fact that I'm using what they call scan lines, so it looks like it was hooked up to an old TV. That's how I remember playing it, and hopefully I'm not exactly in a minority, but if you would rather have it crisper looking, it'll be easy to adjust the emulator so that it doesn't look so so to yeah, so just let me know in the comments if you find that the scan lines enhance or disrupt the nostalgia. And again, the emulated 1541 disk drive noises are kind of neat, but at the same time, they can be quite distracting. And I'll definitely understand if you'd prefer to not have them there. The process of character generation is not, or in this game, is not quick for me. I'm always wondering what skills I can divide between both characters. Okay, we're half done. That one looks pretty good. To be honest, clip pistol is kind of a throwaway skill. You wind up picking up other weapons which are definitely much more effective, and I kind of prefer melee because it gives you double the experience points. On the other hand, it's but a single skill point, so it's not like you're going to be breaking the character. Even if that happens to be the worry sitting in the back of your head. So what we're going to have here is Angela is going to be an Amazon. Then again, I suppose that in the Wasteland that kind of negotiation is actually quite effective. She's also going to be using anti-tank weapons, I guess, which will, I guess, make her quite an effective negotiator. So this concludes the character generation and part one of my playthrough. So what we'll be doing after this is we'll be heading out into the wasteland and doing some of the basic quests. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 2.